Hey guys, in today's video we are going to be doing some post commentary. So before I get into the whole purpose of this video, you're going to see me actually ignore that beacon on the left side. The reason why I did that was because I saw a hellburner on the other team, and the chances are that we're going to try to run into center to capture it, being that this is beacon rush. Also, there's a teammate of mine in front of me, and I wanted to make sure that he had some backup. He was able to lock down this hellburner, which was a great help because we both have ember weapons, so that I think really helped out. But when he got taken out, I had to quickly dash into center here to make sure that we could hold this beacon, because you don't want to stand outside of the radius, otherwise the other team was going to turn it. So that's kind of the reason why I did that. I sacrificed my strider so that at least we could hold down that beacon a little bit longer, which is good because we still have it. Once I got killed, I dropped in with the Spectre Storm to defend against that Spectre Orkin and the Balkazari here with the Scourge. But getting back to the whole purpose of this video, I wanted to try to show the Strider with the Ember Halo build, because I have been running it as of late and it is a very good counter to the Hellburner. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why. And I did release a video yesterday on the Strider with the Ember Halo, so if you haven't yet checked that out, make sure to do that. I'll put a link to that in the video description. But yeah, I dropped in with my Bulwark Avengers, a very fun build. This is actually probably one of my most favorite builds right now, other than the Strider build, and it's been doing really well for me. And the good thing about this setup is that Avenger weapons actually do not take a lot of resources to level up. If you compare it to something like a Halo or Dragoons, it's a lot cheaper. So a very cheap option, but also very effective. And yeah, once I was in center, I was trying to protect this beacon, and you could see how I was shredding up that Lancelot. So he was a bit of a problem because I didn't want him to fire at me and knock down my Aegis shield. So that's why I'm constantly looking to see if I can take him out. And then what happened here was, after my little engagement here, when I moved back, I did see that my teammate was in a fuging. So now I thought, okay, well, he's going to need my shield, because if they have flux, if they have any kind of energy weapon, it's going to go through his energy shield. So that's why I kind of stayed close, and then I kind of backed up here because I was being flanked. So I did move back, and I do believe that's an Inquisitor. And then you see a Mender drop down, so I had to kind of deal with them first. Thankfully, the Fujin wasn't taking on heavy damage. So here you see me focused on the Mender first, because I knew he was going to try to heal his teammate by that pillar there. So I'm trying to focus on that Mender. Obviously my targeting is all messed up here, but yeah, once I got rid of him, I moved closer towards center, and I tried to get into a position where I could help my teammate. I'm not trying to push him into the line of fire. What I'm doing is I'm trying to move in front of him so that he could use my physical shield as well as my Aegis shield to move back behind cover, or at least to safety. So that's why you see me move there. And then I moved forward and I activated once again, because I knew this Lancelot was going to try to hit him as well. So I'm trying to use my Aegis shield to save my teammate, and then back off. And then I do see a guy on the covered bridge, so I didn't want him to get flanked, or at least my teammate to be flanked. So I moved up on the covered bridge to get rid of this player up top. And I do believe he goes down after this, and then I back up. So what you see me doing is using my range, using my Aegis shield as best as I can, also my surroundings. So I get behind a barrier here because I need to recharge up. And while I'm charging up, I'm using this as a physical shield to block them, and then just making sure that I stop them from coming up that ramp. So that's kind of what I did pretty much the whole game, because these guys were trying to get flanks on the center to clear us out. Then what I did was I actually focused on the Fury Flux, because that build can be very deadly on this map, being that it's so wide open, and having 1100 meter range can be a bit of a pain to deal with. So that's why I try to make sure that I take him out quickly, so that he isn't a threat to me or my teammates. And then I kind of back off because I'm trying to let my Aegis shield regenerate here before it goes all the way up, and then I activate it. I had to kind of engage this player going to center here, because I didn't want him to get up the ramp and then have a flank to my left to deal with. So I made sure that I got rid of him, and then you see me getting locked down, but I do believe I pressed the ability again so that the Aegis shield could regenerate, and then I back up. So once I got hit by this Lancelot here, you can see I deactivated, letting my shield charge up, and then I engage once again when he gets closer to that center. So I'm shredding him up with my Avengers, and then I move forward just so that I could help out my teammates in center. So now I activate, or get ready to activate it. I'm just waiting for my rounds to load up here, and there we go. So I activate it once again, and I'm trying to get rid of these flanks because they are becoming a bit of a problem here for us. So I got hit pretty bad by Columbus, and this is when I went into center, and then I do believe I'm trying to hold off this guy on the left side, but when I turn to the left to see what is actually happening on my flank, I do see a Hellburner, and this is when I'm like, okay, this is not good, because if they get that Hellburner into center, they're probably going to capture this beacon. So what I try to do here was I tried to focus down that Hellburner's Ansel shield. So if I knock his shield down, my thinking was at least my teammates would be able to hit him with Splash to stop him before he gets into the center. But I did spawn on this side, mostly because I did see 2 players on the covered bridge, and I didn't want them to flank me, or at least flank my team. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why I dropped in on this side instead of trying to get into center and stuff. But I moved on the covered bridge, making sure that I had elevation advantage, but also there's a player in front of me who I need to get rid of. And this is when I think they stormed into center and they actually got the center beacon, so I wasn't able to help protect it. But at least we're on higher ground here, and our beacon bar is a lot longer than theirs. So I figured, you know what, we're probably in pretty good shape. But then they started dropping in even more bots. So you're going to see here, there's going to be 1 player dropping in, 2nd player drops in after him. And this is when I'm like, oh man, maybe maybe they have even more players waiting to drop in. So this is when I try to focus down that Balkazari, make sure that he doesn't have much health left here. If I can kill him, even better. But that way they can't protect that center. I kind of weaken it up. And now you can see I'm kind of moving forward, and I do believe I get killed here. And then I jump in with my Mender. So after I had dropped in with my Mender, I was looking at my teammate down below. He was going to make a push for center, but I knew he got hit pretty bad, so that's why I tried to rush towards center to see if I could heal him. But he didn't know that I was behind him, because obviously we're not on comms or anything. And this is when I try to help him, but then I realized he was just going to attack. So I moved to the left side in the hopes that I could wither this guy down behind the wall. And that's when the Spectre jumped in and he tried to attack that player. And I was watching his health, and my teammate just got wiped out. So as I'm running up here, I realized that this guy that took him out is in a bulwark, and I'm like, oh no, that's not good. So yeah, I knew that I wouldn't be able to survive that, because there's 2 guys now in the center, so I had to deal with them one by one. I locked down this Inquisitor in front of me, took him out, and then I got hit again. So you're gonna see me get hit by something here, and I'm like, whoa, where did that guy come from? So yeah, there's another Inquisitor, or at least a bulwark, who so that's Inquisitor, but then there's this bulwark who also decides to drop in, and I had to deal with him. I didn't use my heal ability just yet. When he looks at me, and then obviously that's kind of when I get ready to use my ability, because I did look at the bar at this point and I'm thinking there's no ways they're going to win. So that's why I used my ability when I went around the corner and just decided to charge the Spectre. He did take me down, but I timed it so that it was perfect, and that was my last bot. But anyways, this is a game that I wanted to show you because I actually was trying to focus on the Strider with Ember Halos, but I ended up doing over 2 million damage, and this became something else. So that's why I wanted to show this to you. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think of this whole matchmaking. Do you think matchmaking should rather be like, if you're a solo player, you only face other solo players, or maybe 2 clan players, or 3 maybe at the most, no more than that? Let me know what you guys think about that idea. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.